Hi everyone. I've been getting a number of questions, as I always do, pertaining to the Mind Tap in particular. And frankly, I can understand why. It's not the most intuitive interface that I've ever worked with. I mean, it's good. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, I thought I might as well do a quick run through that kind of hits on some of the more consistent questions that I get, that will hopefully make this a little more workable for everyone. So, this is just kind of my generic page. I got a couple of sections, so I'm going to sort of arbitrarily select one of them. And as we go in, I honestly don't know how similar or dissimilar my page is from yours since I'm on the instructor end, but the interface should hopefully look basically like this. And one of the issues that people typically have is actually just being able to locate, especially the comprehension checks. And there are different ways to go about it. One is to simply go into the book, and as you're making your way through the chapters, the comprehension checks will just pop up, at different locations throughout the chapter. But if you want to go directly to them, there's a couple ways to do it. This is the easier way that I've sort of found is, so I'm just going to go to chapter one, and if I click it, it's going to kind of pull down two major tabs. It's going to have a read it tab, apply it tab. You would think the comprehension checks would be under the apply it. They are not. The chapter quiz is. And even though this appears that this says drop down the different sections here of the read it, if you actually click on the read it tab, it'll break out the modules within that chapter, and you'll see here view one activity. Those are the comprehension checks. So that's one way to get to them. Another thing that I think is frequently confusing when it comes to the comprehension checks, when you arrive at them here, the way to actually get into the comprehension check is this almost invisible drop down arrow up here. And it's reasonably simple. It's going to throw a few questions at me, and I'm not going to take the time to read these, but um, let's assume this one's something like that. So I can make my selection. I can check my work to see if I got it correct or not. And then if I, for instance, didn't, let's see, I'll go to another one. Let's say I called this a sensory neuron. Check my work. That's not correct. I can still change it to motor neuron. Ta-da, correct. And one last one here. Oligodendrocytes, glial cells that myelinate axons. Check my work. Hot diggity dog. So I can save my work up here, but you can also, one of the reasons I think folks are not seeing the scores showing up in their grade book on here is you do have to make a very conscious effort to come up here, submit this for grading. Do I officially want to, or do I want to go back? I will now fully submit this for grading. And by going through all of those steps, which seems excessive, but that should allow you to complete it. The scores should go directly into your part of the grade book. I would go in and show you more about the grade book right now, but of course my grade book has all of you, and that would be just a slightly unethical thing to do is go into a grade book. But you should be able to access yours. This is not going to show everybody's stuff, but up here, grade book, you can go in and look at each of the assignments, make sure that the points are showing up the way they ought to be. And I think that's actually all that I wanted to share as far as this MindTap stuff goes. So I hope that helps at least a little bit. if for nothing more than just navigating through this weird page. But if you do encounter any more questions, you know how to reach me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So, hope you're well, and talk soon.